The Wonderful Dharma Lotus Flower Sutra, Chapter 25, The Universal Door of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, the Bodhisattva who contemplates the sounds of the world. Sutra. At that time, inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva rose from his seat, uncovered his right shoulder, placed his palms together, and facing the Buddha said, "World Honored One, for what reason is the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin called Kuan Yin?" The Buddha told inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva, "Good men, if any of the limitless hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of living beings who are undergoing all kinds of suffering hear of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva and recite his name single-mindedly, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva will immediately hear their voices and rescue them. If a person who upholds the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva enters a great fire, the fire will not burn him, all because of this Bodhisattva's awesome spiritual power. If a person being tossed about in the great sea calls out the Bodhisattva's name, he'll find a shallow place. If the hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of beings who seek gold, silver, lapis lazuli, mother of pearl, carnelian, coral, amber, pearls, and so forth, enter the great sea, an evil wind may toss their boats into the territory of the Raksasa ghosts. But if among them there is even one person who calls out the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, they will all be saved from the difficulty of the Raksasas. For this reason he is called Kuan Yin. Further, if a person who is about to be harmed calls out the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, the knives and staves of the attackers will break into pieces and he'll be saved. If Yakshas and Raksasas, enough to fill the 3,000 great thousand-world system, come to torment a person, and if they hear him call out the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, all those evil ghosts will not even be able to stare at that person with their evil eyes, how much the less harm him. If a person, whether guilty or not, who has been put in stocks or bound with chains, calls out the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, his fetters will break apart, and he will immediately be freed. If bandits enough to fill the 3,000 great thousand-world system infest a dangerous road, on which a merchant chief in charge of costly jewels is leading a group of merchants, but among the merchants there is even a single person who says, "Good men, do not be afraid. You should all single-mindedly recite the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva." This Bodhisattva bestows fearlessness upon living beings. If you recite his name, you shall surely be saved from these robbers. And if upon hearing that, the merchants all cry out together, "Namo Kuan Yin Bodhisattva," then they will immediately be saved because they recited his name. Inexhaustible intention, the awesome spiritual power of the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Kuan Yin is as lofty and sublime as that. If living beings who have much sexual desire constantly and reverently recite the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, they will be separated from desire. If those who have much hatred constantly and reverently recite the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, they will be separated from hatred. If those who are very stupid constantly and reverently recite the name of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, they will be separated from stupidity. Inexhaustible intention, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva has great awesome spiritual powers such as these and confers great benefits. Therefore, living beings should always be mindful of him. If women who seek sons bow and make offerings to Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, they'll give birth to blessed, virtuous, and wise sons. If they seek daughters, they'll give birth to upright and handsome daughters who have planted roots of virtue in previous lives and who are regarded and respected by all. Inexhaustible intention. Quan Yin Bodhisattva has powers such as these. If there are living beings who reverently bow to Quan Yin Bodhisattva, they'll be blessed and their efforts will not be in vain. Therefore, living beings should all receive and uphold the name of Quan Yin Bodhisattva. Inexhaustible intention. If a person were to receive and uphold the names of bodhisattvas in number as the grains of sand in 62 kotis of Ganges rivers, and in addition were to exhaustively make offerings to them of food, drink, clothing, bedding, and medicine, what do you think? Would that good man's or good woman's merit and virtue be great or not? Inexhaustible intention, Bodhisattva replied, Very great, world-honored one. The Buddhist said, if another person were to receive and uphold the name of Quan Yin Bodhisattva and bow and make offerings but once, that person's blessings would be equal to and not different from the other person's. They could not be exhausted in hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of aeons. Inexhaustible intention. One who receives and upholds the name of Quan Yin Bodhisattva obtains the benefit of blessings and virtues as limitless and boundless as those. Inexhaustible intention, Bodhisattva said to the Buddha, World-honored one, how does Quan Yin Bodhisattva roam through this Saha world? How does he speak the Dharma for living beings? How does he carry out this work with the power of expedience? The Buddha told Inexhaustible Intention Bodhisattva, Good men, if living beings in this land must be saved by means of someone in the body of a Buddha, Quan Yin Bodhisattva will manifest in the body of a Buddha and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a Pacceka Buddha, he will manifest in the body of a Pacceka Buddha and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a hearer, he will manifest in the body of a hearer and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of the Brahma king, he will manifest in the body of the Brahma king and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of Chakra, he will manifest in the body of Chakra and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of the God of Sovereignty, he will manifest in the body of the God of Sovereignty and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of the great God of Sovereignty, he'll manifest in the body of the great God of Sovereignty and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a great heavenly general, he'll manifest in the body of a great heavenly general and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of Vajravana, he will manifest in the body of Vajravana and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a minor king, he will manifest in the body of a minor king and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of an elder, he will manifest in the body of an elder and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a layman, he'll manifest in the body of a layman and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a minister of state, he'll manifest in the body of a minister of state and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a Brahman, he'll manifest in the body of a Brahman and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a bhikshu, bhikshuni, upasaka or upasika, he'll manifest in the body of a bhikshu, bhikshuni upasaka or upasika, and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a wife of an elder, of a layman, of a minister of state, or of a Brahman, he'll manifest in the wife's body and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a pure youth or a pure maiden, he'll manifest in the body of a pure youth or pure maiden and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a heavenly dragon, Yaksha, Gandharva, Asura, Garuda, Kinara, Mahoraga, human or non-human, and so forth, he'll manifest in such a body and speak Dharma for them. If they must be saved by someone in the body of a Vajra-wielding spirit, he'll manifest in the body of a Vajra-wielding spirit and speak Dharma for them. Inexhaustible intention, Quan Bodhisattva has accomplished merit and virtue such as these, and in all manner of forms roams throughout the land, saving and liberating living beings. Therefore, you should all single-mindedly make offerings to Quan Bodhisattva. Quan Bodhisattva Mahasattva can, in the midst of fear, crisis, and hardship, bestow fearlessness. That is why in this Saha world, all call him the bestower of fearlessness. Inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, I shall now make an offering to Quan Bodhisattva." He then removed his necklace of pearls, its value in the hundreds of thousands of ounces of gold, and offered it to the Bodhisattva, saying, "Humane one, accept this Dharma offering, this necklace of precious pearls." Quan Bodhisattva refused to accept it. Inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva again said to Quan Bodhisattva, "Humane one, out of pity for us, accept this necklace." The Buddha then told Quan Bodhisattva, "You should take pity on inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva and the fourfold assembly, as well as the gods, dragons, yakshas, gandharvas, asuras, garudas, kinnaras, mahoragas, humans, non-humans, and so forth, and accept this necklace." Then out of pity for the fourfold assembly, the gods, dragons, humans, non-humans, and so forth, Quan Bodhisattva accepted the necklace. He divided it into two parts. One part he offered to Shakyamuni Buddha, and the other to the stupa of many jewels Buddha. Inexhaustible intention, such is the self-mastery and spiritual power of Quan Bodhisattva, who roams throughout the Saha world. At that time, inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva used verses to ask this question: "World-honored one, complete with wondrous marks, I now ask again, why is this disciple of the Buddha called Quan Yin, the honored one of perfect wondrous marks?" With verses answered inexhaustible intention. Listen to the practice of Kuan Yin, who skillfully responds in all places, with vast vows as deep as the sea. Throughout inconceivable aeons, he has served many thousands of kotis of Buddhas and has made great pure vows. I shall now tell you in brief that for those who hear his name or see him, and who are mindful of his name unceasingly, he can extinguish the suffering of all realms of existence. If someone is the victim of another's harmful intent and is pushed into a pit of fire, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, the pit of fire will turn into a pool. If someone is being tossed about in the great sea and is surrounded by the dangers of dragons, fish, and ghosts, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, the waves will not drown him. If someone is on the peak of Mount Sumeru and another person tries to push him off. If he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, he will stand firm as a sun in space. If someone is pursued by evil people who want to throw him off a Vajra mountain, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, not a single hair on his body will be harmed. If someone is surrounded by vicious bandits who threaten him with knives, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, the bandits will all give rise to compassion. If someone is in trouble with the law and on the verge of being executed, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, the knives will break into pieces. If someone is in prison, shackled or chained, or if his hands and feet are in stocks, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, his bonds will open and he will be free. If someone is about to be harmed by mantras, spells, or poison, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, the harm will all return to the sender. If someone meets with evil raksasas, poisonous dragons or ghosts, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, they will then not dare to harm him. If someone is surrounded by vicious beasts with fearsome fangs and claws, if he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, the beasts will quickly run far away. Poisonous snakes and scorpions have blazing lethal vapors, but if one evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, at the sound of one's voice they will disperse. Clouds of roaring thunder and lightning may send down hail or great floods of rain, but if one evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, the clouds will immediately scatter. Living beings are beset with hardships and oppressed by limitless sufferings. The power of Kuan Yin's wondrous wisdom can rescue the world from suffering. Complete with the power of spiritual penetrations, vastly cultivating wisdom and expedient means, going throughout countries in the 10 directions, he manifests everywhere, in all places. The various evil destinies, those of the hells, ghosts, and animals, and the pain of birth, old age, sickness, and death, are all gradually wiped away. True contemplator, pure contemplator, contemplator with vast great wisdom, compassionate contemplator, kind contemplator, may we constantly behold you with reverence. Undefiled pure light, the sun of wisdom that breaks through the darkness, is able to quell calamities of wind and fire as it shines on all worlds. Compassionate substance, the thunder of precepts, kind intent, a wondrous great cloud, he rains down sweet dew and Dharma rain, which extinguish the flames of affliction in the midst of contention when faced with lawsuits, or when someone is terrified on the battlefield. If he evokes the strength of Kuan Yin, all his many enemies will scatter and leave. Wondrous your sound, contemplator of the world's sound, a pure sound, a sound like the sea tide, a sound beyond all worldly sounds. We shall always bear it in mind. In thought after thought, we have no doubt, Kuan Yin is pure and sagely. In times of suffering, agony, danger, and death, he is our refuge and protector, complete with all merit and virtue, his kind eyes watching living beings. He is endowed with massive blessings, limitless as the sea. Therefore, we should reverently worship him. At that time, the Bodhisattva, guardian of the earth, rose from his seat and said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, if there are those who hear this chapter of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, who learn about the self-mastery of his deeds and the power of his spiritual penetrations, as shown in this universal door, you should know that the merit and virtue of such people will not be small." When the Buddha had spoken, the Universal Door chapter, 84,000 living beings in the assembly all brought forth the resolve for Anuttara Samgya Sambodhi.